Hey, what's up YouTube? Another video I wanted to do. I just got this Lumary 52-inch smart ceiling fan light, RGB-AI version. This just came out. I got it for our outside covered patio here. I'll go ahead and put that right in the middle. I did get the Lumary recessed canless lights. I've got 8 of them here, so I was kind of debating on what fan to use. I kind of wanted the same look as the other lights. I like the ringed look, the night lights on the outside, and then the main lights in the middle. So I was looking, when I ordered my lights, they didn't have this, so I was glad I waited because I wanted the same look as the lights. So I'll show you everything when it's done, but I just kind of want to put together a video on how I install this brand new Lumary ceiling fan light. So alright, so let's unbox this bad boy. So we got the lamp cover. Looks like, I think that's the canopy, that's the bracket, decorative cover, another little cover, some hardware, looks like maybe the control unit for wireless remote, more hardware, and then the ceiling fan unit itself. I'll go ahead and leave that right there. Looks like we also have some down rods. There and there. And then of course you got your blades. So I got the white and the, I don't know, light wood color. So I'm gonna go with the white just to match my trim color along with the other color of the other light. So I think it's gonna look pretty cool. So all right, stay tuned and we'll get this thing put together. Okay, so I cut my hole, I got my box exposed right there, and now I'm ready to put the bracket on. Alright, so here's the bracket, and here's the instructions. The instructions say that the machine screws should be provided with the outlet box, which they did. These are the screws right here. They came with my box. However, if you notice in the picture, you can see a little washer right there. Well, mine didn't come with washer, so I actually had to sift through my stuff. I did end up finding a washer because these will, you put these through right here, they're just gonna fall through. I'm trying to do this one-handed. There, see that? There's definitely not enough meat on that bone to catch that. So and yeah, see, it just falls out. So found some washers, so I'm gonna put my washer, my screw right there, and then mount it up to my outlet box. All right, got the bracket on there secure, nice and tight, and we're off to the next step. All right, next we're going to be putting on the fan blades. Go ahead and take this out of the box, put it on a table or something, and then turn this upside down. That's the way that you're going to slide the blades in. Pick which color you want, since this is the part that you're going to be seeing facing basically down. You're going to put the color that you want facing up like that when you install it. So the instructions here say to make sure that the 2 blade slots align with the vertical tabs in the ceiling fan body. So what it looks like right here, it looks like there's should be 2 slots in each blade. And when you line it up right here, I'm assuming there should be like 2 little vertical little guide pins or nipples that would go right here. Mine doesn't have that. And these aren't notched out, so there should be 2 notches right here that would then align for those 2 vertical pins to slide in, kind of like little guide pins or whatever, but mine doesn't have that. So I'm just going to be basically just sliding it in like that and screwing it down. So I'll get all 5 of these on, and then we'll go to the next step. And you're going to want to use these little screws with the plastic washers to secure the fan blades to the housing. Alright, we got all 5 of the blades attached. Tighten down the screws, and we're off to the next step. Alright, the next step is we got to mount this piece to the fan itself. So we're going to use these 3 holes right here. However, and the instructions say you got to screw from the back side, but mine already came with this cover on it. Trying to figure out how that thing comes off. Basically, you just grab it and you turn it, and it'll pop right off. Turn it counterclockwise, and these, see this little notches right here, right there. You turn it clockwise and it'll tighten. If you go counterclockwise, this will pop right off, and then you can mount this to that right there. So I'll go ahead and do that and be right back. Alright, so the fan comes with these 3 screws already in there, and so those are the screws that we're going to use to mount this to this. So go ahead and take these off. Feed the wire through the center, because then you'll just connect those wires right there. Line the holes up and get it attached. Okay, now that you have those 3 screws tightened down, now you can pull up on this wire. Don't pull it up too hard, because you're going to want some slack right here, because you need to connect it right here. So pull up a little bit. Okay, so we got both wire harnesses connected, and we're ready to put the cover on. So grab your cover, get it situated, make sure that those tabs go in to the notches on the plastic cover, and then just spin it clockwise, tighten it down. Alright, the cover's on, and we're off to the next step. Okay, next we're going to turn our fan right side up so the light's facing down. Keep it rested on the foam so you don't damage the fan. And we're going to take this set screw out right here, this set screw out right here, and then we're going to remove this pin. Okay, a couple things here. Next we're going to be installing the down rod. Now, originally this came on the longer one, so you've got 2 choices. You can do, I believe it's a 10-inch or a 4-inch. So I'm going to go with a 4-inch, so I had to swap over this piece from here, because originally it came on here, so I'm just going to transfer everything over. The one with the black end is going to have the additional screw right here. That's for the ground. So just pay attention to which side you're putting it on. So transfer that over, and then got some assembly steps here. So we're going to put, they call this the canopy. So you're going to put this through the canopy. And then you're going to put this guy with a nice flat side going up. Slide that down, because basically this is going to cover the screw holes. And then this is your yoke cover. So it's basically going to go this way, so inverted. So I'm going to go that. Slide that down. And then we'll go ahead and get this installed. Flip this upside down like this. And then we'll go ahead and feed the wires through the center and then get this all installed up here. Alright, got the wires fed through the center. We put the set screw, 2 set screws back on there, ran the pin through the middle, and then put that safety pin through the side there. So looking good so far. Off to the next step. Alright guys, got the fan up, and so basically just kind of want to go through some things here. So once you put the rod on the bracket itself, you're going to want to spin the rod, because it's going to lock into place on the back side. And so spin this rod until it locks into place, and then you know you're good. And then basically the next step is wiring up your box. I'm not telling you to do this yourself. If you don't feel comfortable, definitely hire approved electrician, you know, that sort of stuff. But I like doing things myself, and so I'm going to go ahead and do this myself. But again, if you're not comfortable doing any sort of wiring, definitely have somebody that is certified do it for you. So wiring up the box, basically it kind of sets right here in the middle there. It's kind of nice. Wire everything up, and then you're going to take these screws out right here. I actually should have taken them out when it was down, but that's not a big deal. So take this 2 screws out, and then basically shove all your wires up in there. Attach the screws right there, and then just basically move everything up, and then test it out. We'll test it out and see how it works. Alright guys, there's the final install. Got all the wires tucked up in there, got that cover on, and so let's turn on the power and see what it looks like. All right. Also, one more thing I want to point out, guys, is the outlet box that you have supporting it. Get a good one. Don't get one of those cheapo ones. You don't want to risk it. Get one of the all metal ones. They're just nicer, pretty easy to install. So that's it. That's the installation of the Lumary 52-inch ceiling fan RGB-AI light. Now all I have to do is hook it up to my app, connect it with the rest of the lights, and have fun. Alright guys, there's the final install and programming. Got all the programming all set up. So there's what it looks like. It's pretty sweet. Any questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll see you on the next one.